Hey, St. John, Father Kennell here. Just a quick word about something you probably noticed over the last several weeks with our new music director, Megan Vu. But even actually before she came on board, we started doing the antiphons. What are those? Antiphons, kind of a funny word. At the beginning of Mass, there's something called the entrance antiphon, and then at communion time, there's something called the communion antiphon. And these are ancient texts that really take us back to the beginning of the church and even to really Jewish temple worship, where the Psalms were regularly chanted in the temple of ancient Israel. And the church very much picked this up with the liturgy of the hours. The other half of the liturgy, we have Holy Mass, and then we have the liturgy of the hours, which makes up the kind of the full complement of the liturgy within the church. And within the liturgy of the hours, we have antiphons and we have psalms. But also these antiphons were usually little snippets of scripture, often from the psalms themselves, and then were attached to the whole psalm that would then be sung. We could think of like the antiphons sort of as like the chorus, if we want to think about music and songs as we know them today. Usually you have like a verse, and then you have a chorus, and you have a verse, and you have a chorus, maybe you have a bridge, and then you have a chorus again, or something like that. The antiphons are very much like the chorus of the singing, like the songs of the Psalms. And Psalms really are songs. Hopefully you can hear the difference there as I say that songs, psalms, anyway. So the antiphons very much be like the chorus of the Psalms as they were sung. When we look at the Mass on Sundays or just weekdays, anytime we celebrate Mass, there are three principal prayers at every Mass that are said. And these are part of those like universal prayers that we see, all over the world. Of course, every Sunday and every feast day, right, the entire church is praying the same prayers at every Mass. And there are three principal prayers. These are called the orations. You've got the first one, which is the collect. We often call that the opening prayer of the Mass. We have the prayer over the offerings, and then we have the prayer after communion. But along with these three prayers, there are two antiphons that make up the full text of the Mass for a given day. And those are the entrance antiphon and the communion antiphon. So really, the entrance antiphon and the communion antiphon are integral to the Mass itself. They are part of the Mass text for any given day. And they're meant to be sung. And they're really meant to be sung even with psalms. So these are the normative things that the church asks us to sing at the beginning of Mass and then at communion time. We have the option of replacing them with hymns, which is what you see happening in most parishes around the world. But there is still the option, and again, it's actually really the more normative thing to do, is to sing the antiphons. So that's why we've been doing this here recently. We just want to kind of bring in the fullness of the Mass, and everything that makes up the Mass, all of the prayers. So as we chant the opening entrance antiphon, and when we chant the communion antiphon, we're really just celebrating the fullness of the Mass. So there's probably a lot more I could say about that, but hopefully this helps a little bit just to clarify what we're doing when you hear those antiphons being chanted at that time. Thanks. Hope you all are doing well. God bless you. Pray for me. Know that I'm praying for you.